Hey guys, so this is not a video that I was planning to put up today. I'm getting ready to do some more readings this evening, so I'm gonna try to keep this short. But I just kind of wanted to ask a question, like, what is going on? I was watching a video today. I'm not gonna say who this person is, but it's someone that I highly respect in YouTube. And I just noticed this common thread lately that people are assimilating the spirits of the ATR to fit this mainstream new age stuff. And it's not just even like people that don't know about these things, and they just like, maybe they read it in a book and they're just like regurgitating or repeating the information. People that have grown outside the, people that have grown up outside the culture. I can understand that. But when I see like elders and they have huge audiences and things like that, and when they don't want to admit that, the Orishas are African spirits, or that the Loas are African spirits, or that having altars to spirits. And now there's some spirits that they do have white statues because that's all they have available, especially like in voodoo. But we do have some spirits statues that are actually black, and when I can get the option, I tend to go for that. But it's bad enough that I'm starting to see statues of white skinned Oshuns being sold in metaphysical stores, white statues of Yemaya being sold in metaphysical stores, very urbanized statues. It's bad enough that I'm seeing, now we're starting to call the spirits goddesses and things like that, which is like, that is something I've never heard. Like, I grew up around Santeria, I grew up around Haitian voodoo, and I've never heard the elders talk in that way. It's like this new thing where people want the religions to be so accepted and so mainstream in some cases that they're willing to be like, yeah, they're god and goddesses, and they want to make it seem like Oshun is just love and she's wonderful, and everybody could work with Oshun and Yemaya and the Loas, and everything is one source and one thing, and we're all whatever, and all these things, and oh, I don't need to venerate them in a traditional way. I could just do whatever I want. I could mix and match my altars with all these different traditions. Let's put Buddha with Oshun, and let's just do what we do and just whatever. And it's really sad because I feel like once you start messing with things like that, it takes away the potency of it. I just feel like people are literally, some people are just selling their spirits to the highest bidder. That's why, like, I'll do consultations, and if the spirits don't want to work with somebody, I don't. My spirits are not for sale. So if you're looking for someone to new age it, to sell their spirits, to break the vows that I've made, to divulge their secrets, it ain't me. I'm about to do some really important rites soon. I'll tell you guys more about that because I am taking things to the next level for myself. And that's just not that's why I love the spiritual house that I'm a part of. I am around older women, younger women, but we keep it traditional, we keep it old school, we keep it secret between us and the members. I've seen miracles and powerful things happen. There's people that, yeah, they're archetypes and all this stuff, and I'll talk to them outside of YouTube, and they'll tell me the things that I say are true, but like, because they're afraid like people are not going to buy their stuff, they start perpetuating these falsehoods. And I just think that is sad. I feel like, don't whitewash your spirits. These are spirits that have been walking around for hundreds and thousands of years. These are spirits, some of them have been around since before the existence of mankind. And these are indigenous religions. I feel the same way about my Taino culture. Like, I don't need to whitewash my Taino culture for anybody. Like, I'm all about preservations of the tradition. This is what our people survived on. I'm all about oral tradition. It's why, like, I don't promote a lot of books, because I like to sit at the foot of my elders and listen to the Patakis and listen to their stories and learn from them. And I understand not everybody has that privilege, but I just feel like, you know, if you're really meant to be in this path, you will find an elder, you will find a teacher. It doesn't have to be me. There's there's millions of people. Just make sure you have an ethical person. You know, I've heard stories of people getting lower initiations and them giving them, you know, bracelets or elenques, but the person doesn't even know what spirit the practitioner is putting on them, and having all these expensive rituals and things like that, and making it seem like you have to do that all the time. I come from a old school of, first get to know if this is your path, first get to practice it as a non-initiate, see if this is what your calling is, and then you can go and take on the initiations and the rite of passage. Learn about what spirits that practitioner is putting into you. Who are you being scratched with? You know, who are they dedicating your head to? Make sure that's really that's the right person to give you the right information. Make sure you research the religion that you're getting initiated to, because once you're initiated, there's no turning back. Like, now you have a responsibility to serve these spirits for a lifetime. When you get initiated, it's like literally the same responsibility as marriage or having children. Like, they're your responsibility for the rest of your life. You can't just put up altars and put them down. You can't just put up altars and everything looks so cute and it's collecting dust. Like, you have to work with the spirits. You have to open their mouth. You have to, you know, there's so many things that I feel are just being lost because people are so worried about selling products or whatever, that they're forgetting that these are real spirits. This is a real tradition, and that's just getting lost. And this whole thing we're trying to assimilate. Why do we need to assimilate is what I feel like. The religions are strong in themselves. There's still a huge following. You don't need to assimilate your spirits. And I remember when I first started practicing Haitian voodoo, some people are like, oh, you know, they're so rude. No, it's because Haitians know, like, you need to protect the secrets. You need to protect the mysteries of the Loa. You need to keep your circle tight. You can't just let anybody into that sacred circle, into that sacred space, into those rituals. There are things you're not supposed to see. I'm seeing videos of people recording rituals and people getting possessed. Whatever happened to having a practice where you don't have to validate yourself for anybody, where you actually felt the spirits when they walked with you, when they healed people, when they took possession of people, when they did miracles? Like, what happened to that sanctity of keeping the secrets sacred, not having to feel like you have to prove stuff, not having to assimilate your spirits to anybody else's traditions? The orishas and the loas are that. Orishas and loas. Why can that be good enough? Why do we have to? Why do people feel like they have to whiten up madama statues and yemaya statues and loa statues? Why do they feel that? The spirits are African. The spirits are from Africa, the Congo, the Gullah, the Igbos, the Yoruba, the Dahomey people, the 7 African kingdoms. Always remember, we come from kings and queens, and your history did not start here or any of the places that the diaspora took us to. Our history started in Africa, in Egypt, in Morocco, in rich traditions. We built the pyramids. We were the astrologers, the magi, the magicians. We were the first humans. That's scientifically proven. Embrace your melanin. Embrace your heritage. Do not feel like you have to assimilate to anybody. And it doesn't mean that we think we're better than anybody else. But my people, you do not have to whitewash your spirits. Our spirits are strong enough. We have spirits that led slave revolts and revolutions. This is why our history is so important. There were so many slave revolts. Even with Nat Turner, there was more than that. They may have failed, but there were still slave revolts. The Igbo people refused to be under oppression. The spirits literally left the continent of Africa, like spirits like Yemaya, and went into the diaspora and allowed her children to venerate her as a saint because she gave us protection when we were seen less than human. And she was there when we got freedom. And she was there with sharecropping. She was there for all of that. And she's with us now. She's with us now in the protests. As Oshun said, she's claiming her Oshun. And the bullets fall off of her. Stand in your power, my kings and queens. And know that when you go out there, the spirits are with you. The spirits have always been with us. The ancestors walk with us. The ancestors protect us. The ancestors are going to help us in this fight that we have. This is a physical war and this is a spiritual war. Do not whitewash your spirits. They are powerful in themselves. You don't have to tell secrets on your channel like that. You don't have to perform for people. Well, if I don't do this and that. No, because when you are someone that has the ashe, people will be drawn to you. People know when somebody has ashe. When somebody has the spirits that walk with them. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. We come from powerful spirits. We come from powerful practitioners. It's why I did 29 days of melanated excellence. We don't need to have deck creators include us in goddess decks. We don't need that. We need creators to make lower decks. We need creators to make Orisha decks. We need creators to make our traditional stuff. The people that practice the traditions and have some type of artistic talent or have artists. That's what needs to be created. We need to tell our own story. Why are we waiting for them to tell our stories? Why are we making our spirits seem meek? You have spirits that are light and they have a darker aspect. Let's keep it real. We have Congo spirits. We have cooler spirits. We have hotter spirits. They have human attributes. We don't need to assimilate our spirits to no one. There is nothing more beautiful than sitting in an altar and seeing an image that looks like you. All different shapes. You have mixed race Loa. You have mixed race Orisha. Oshun is a light-skinned brown woman. You have dark-skinned beautiful sisters that are part of the religion like Yemaya, like Danto. Then you have lighter-skinned women like Freda, Ezili Freda. They represent the diaspora. They represent people of color, black people of all different shades. We have indigenous spirits. Native spirits help to create Haitian voodoo in Haiti. Native spirits help to create Santeria. Native spirits help to create Candomblé in Brazil and other Afro-Caribbean traditional religions or religions of the diaspora. You have Africans even in Mexico. They also serve African spirits. This is a practice of lineage. Claim your birthright. Take back your magic. Take back your magic. It's your magic. It's your lineage. It's your inheritance. There is power in the spirits. There is power in the color of their skin, in the images that they have. Because when the world tells you there's something wrong with you, you see the beauty of the spirits and you see yourself. And that's healing. Why are you making the statues look European? They're not European. We don't need them to include us in the decks. I'm sorry. I don't need to do that. We could make our own stuff. We don't need to be invited. We could make our own table. We could make our own platform. We could use our own voices. That's how I feel. When I did that communities and cliques, I decided to make my own platform. I don't need to beg them to let me in. I can make my own table. And the sisters and the brothers that want to be with me on that table, we're going to eat together. I don't need to beg nobody to accept me. I am who I am, and I am what I am. And that's it. We do not need to assimilate our spirits to anyone. The practice is as good as it is. And that's why so many people come against me. That's why so many people don't like me. That's why I had to disable comments on my videos, because I speak truth. Because yes, it's not just about selling services and products and all this stuff. It's about being honest too. When you protect your spirits, when you have homage and reverence for your spirits, the spirits will provide for you. I literally had somebody call me today. We need your assistance. This is a high-ranking woman. She knows more than I do. But they give me that respect. No, we're going to send for you. We need you. Let's do this. We got work to do. Why? Because I earned that respect. I earned the respect that I have clients pay for me to do services and fly out to them or drive out to them or do things like that, or people around my circle. You have to earn that respect. I had to start from little, and even to this day, I always say I'm still learning. I don't know everything, and I don't claim to know everything. What is it with everybody trying to run? Let's crawl. Let's learn. These practices are for a reason. Why are you selling your spirits as if we have to cater to everybody else? That's not how that works. No. We don't have to fall under anybody's religious. Well, I'm just going to claim, pagan. No, you don't have to do that. You could just be, I practice the ATRs. What's wrong with that? You could be separate. It doesn't make one better than the other. Why are we allowing? And I'm going to call the creator right now. Why are we allowing oracles of the mermaid, Lucy Cavendish, continue to make money off a deck that has Yemaya as a white woman? I don't even have that deck no more. Why is that being allowed? We're talking about all this inclusivity and stuff. Why aren't we calling Lucy Cavendish? I see a lot of people still buying her stuff. She literally portrayed Jemaya as a white woman, and I was afraid to say who she was. Lucy Cavendish took our spirit and whitewashed it, and she's not the only one. Go to a botanica, you will see a lot of white orishas, especially the females, as if black dark-skinned women ain't beautiful. Brown people and black people come in all different shades and color, and all of that shade and color and all of that rainbow is beautiful in itself. We don't need to assimilate our spirits or whitewash our spirits. If you're going to work with the ATR religions, especially if you're coming from the outside, recognize that this comes from the people, especially if you're practicing the ATRs from people of the diaspora. Put respect on their name. Understand that you are coming into a culture that was already placed there. I've had people like, why do I have to sing in Yoruba to the Orishas? Because you have to. Because that's how they like the music. Okay? It's not about you, boo. They like you to pray to them occasionally in their native tongue. What's wrong with that? Even if your pronunciation sucks, who cares? Who cares what everybody else thinks? I don't speak the best Creole. I have an accent when I pray in Yoruba. The spirits don't care, because it's the effort that you're making with the spirits. Take back your crown, take back your power, and take back your spirits. And yes, there are people outside of the race that are called to these spirits. So when you're coming in, come to it with respect. And remember the people that paved the way for you to work with these spirits. Never forget the ancestors. Never forget the price that they paid, their tears and their blood and their lives, to preserve the traditions and the secrets. Who are we to sit here and dispel secrets to everybody when our ancestors died for that? Priestesses, so mambos, hugans, santeros, babalaos, they were also in chains, but they kept their tradition going. Don't let them whiten up your madamas and make you ashamed that you have a madama spirit. If it wasn't for her, your bloodline would have died. She was the woman that birthed us and kept our lineage going through the worst, one of the worst times in history. But she kept things going. She kept the family together. She was the backbone of the family. And many times she took punishments for us. She was the one that gave the secret. She was the one that helped the slave revolts, that spread the different news in the plantations. She was around for segregation. She was around for all those things, the madama spirit. There are our blood relatives, our ancestral spirits, our indigenous spirits pay the price to preserve their culture. We don't need to whitewash them. We don't need to worry about what other people think. We are good enough. Our spirits are amazing in themselves. We don't need to mix and mash. And we don't need to dispel our secrets to everybody. That's all I have to say. Do not sell your spirits. That ain't happening here, sisters and brothers. Like, it ain't gonna happen. I know who my spirits are. And maybe people don't see it in me, but I'm proud of the African side of my family, and I'm proud of the Taino side of my family. That's it. I'm proud of my ancestors. I'm proud of every ounce of blood that I have, because that makes me me. This misconception like, oh, you're not ethnic enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. What people don't understand, there's Indian people in Africa, there's light-skinned people in Africa, there's medium complected, there's darker skinned people in Africa. In the continent of Africa, people think it's just one way of, no, there's various tribes. Look at the Khoi tribe. The high cheekbones. They have lighter skin. That's where Sarah Bartman was from. They're built a certain way. There's so much richness. It's like Africa is a continent, and there's countries within countries, governments within governments. You can't just say, oh, that's Africa is all the same thing. Just like you can't say the Caribbean is all the same thing, or Latin America is all the same thing. These are all different cultural people. They have their different ways, the ones that come from the diaspora and practice these religions in the diaspora. They all have their different ways of serving the spirits. But what we know, like, it's just such a different mentality in the United States. And I guess because my mother, you know, came here from the Caribbean, she's very like, my mother has not assimilated. Okay, she knows what her spirits are. She did not assimilate her religion like that. You know, we practice it in secret, yes, but she didn't assimilate. She was always about the purification of it. And I guess that's why I'm like that too. And the mambos and things like that I, you know, practice with and things like, they're the same way. Like, why are you trying to do all this hoopla? Why are you recording stuff as if you have to validate your practice to other people? Like, why? Like, when have you guys seen me do anything like that on my channel? I'm not recording possessions. I'm not recording client spells and spell work and my spells and giving up my secrets and stuff. I don't want to do that. You know, I feel like my spirits will take care of that. I'm sworn to secrecy. I'm not going to sell. My spirits are not for sale, guys. It's just not. So know that when you're coming into this, you don't have to prove yourself to nobody. Your relationship with the spirits is between you, your spiritual house, or between you and the spirit. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody. Our spirits are good enough. Why do you think so many people are trying to appropriate them? Our spirits are good enough. Ashe, much love, much light, and much blessings. I'm sorry I couldn't stay shut because it's just a trend and I just can't with it. But see, I'm not yelling today. But don't sell your spirits. Much love and light.